Hello and welcome to FYI Weekly, your official source for the latest news and information from the city of Greensboro. Action Greensboro is asking the public to share input about the design plans for Phase 4 of the Downtown Greenway by September 5th. The community can also weigh in on design plans for Phase 1C by September 12th. The Downtown Greenway is a proposed 4-mile loop around downtown Greensboro made up of on- and off-street greenway links. The Greenway is a partnership between the city and Action Greensboro. Phase 1 is open from Spring Garden Street to South Eugene Street. This phase from South Eugene Street to Martin Luther King Jr. Drive is under contract for construction. The design is pending for the remaining section of Phase 1 from MLK to East Gate City Boulevard. The design process for Phase 2 is nearly complete. This phase runs along Murrow Boulevard and Fisher Avenue from East Gate City Boulevard to North Eugene Street. The design process for Phase 3 is complete. This exists along North Eugene Street and Smith Street, ending at the junction of Phase 4 and the Atlantic and Yadkin Greenway. Phase 4 will be built on top of the historic Atlantic and Yadkin Railroad once the sole remaining user abandons the rail line. For more information about the Downtown Greenway or to take a virtual tour, visit Action Greensboro's Downtown Greenway website. The Greensboro Urban Area Metropolitan Planning Organization, or MPO, is seeking input from residents who want to comment on the recommended list of transportation projects to be funded from 2020 through 2029. Comments are due by Thursday, September 14th. Each year, the MPO identifies new road, public transportation, bicycle, pedestrian, rail, and aviation projects it would like to be constructed using state and federal funding. The North Carolina Department of Transportation will evaluate and score eligible projects using a data-driven process to determine which projects will receive funding. The MPO's recommended project list and the draft project ranking methodology are available online at guampo.org. Comments about the evaluation process and list of projects can be submitted to Lydia McIntyre at 336-373-3117 or via email at lydiamcintyre@greensboro-nc.gov. The Greensboro Youth Council, or GYC, will host an open house and orientation meeting at 6 p.m. on Thursday, September 7th. The meeting will take place at the Greensboro Cultural Center located at 200 North Davie Street. During the event, GYC members will share information about the council's projects and programs, and there will be an orientation for volunteers and parents. The Greensboro Youth Council is a membership-based volunteer organization for Guilford County High School students. Members can earn service learning hours for their participation and have the opportunity to develop leadership skills while having fun and making new friends. For more information, call 336-373-2738 or visit the Greensboro Youth Council website. In an effort to help our employees and residents improve their quality of life, the city has partnered with Cone Health for a series of brief and informative videos designed to inspire you to get fit and stay fit. Let's check in with our friends at Cone Health for today's News for Your Health.
Today I want to talk about having a healthy knee so we can enjoy life with the less wear and tear we can have on our knees in order to be able to be as active as possible and pain-free. I'm Dr. Chris Blackman. I'm an orthopedic surgeon here in Greensboro, North Carolina with Piedmont Orthopedics, affiliated with Cone Health Medical Group. Say you're a young person that's getting into aerobic activities, they're wanting to maintain that healthy lifestyle for years to come. There are things that you can do to make sure that your knee doesn't experience significant wear and tear over a short period of time. Low impact aerobic activities, recumbent bike, swimming, elliptical, those types of things can help. If you're going to use a treadmill, put your treadmill at just an even level. Don't put it at a big incline. That puts more stress on the knees and can have detrimental effects on the cartilage around the knee and around the patellofemoral joint, and that can cause worsening pain. If someone is daily having knee pain and a stiff, achy knee, there's a lot of things that they can do to ease that pain and to get feeling better. One is just working on stretching and not stay in the same position all day with their knee bent. They can work on stretching the quad muscles, the muscles around the knee that help support the knee is very effective with decreasing stiffness. There are medications that people can try, such as any kind of anti-inflammatories that help take down inflammation around a joint. Obviously, exercise is important as well. Anything that we can do to exercise the muscles around the knee can decrease our stiffness in our joints. One is what's called straight leg raises, sitting with your back supported in a chair or laying flat in the bed and keeping your knees straight and then just lifting straight up in a controlled motion. Lunges is another good exercise, but not lunging all the way with your knees to the ground, bending your knees. It's only about halfway down. Those types of activities will help quite a bit on maintaining a strength and integrity of the muscles around the knee. If someone is already experiencing knee pain, and for instance, they're already participating in a lot of higher impact aerobic activities, they should actually take some time away from that activity to rest their knees. This is not a no pain, no gain when it comes to joints. It's listening to your body, and if you're hurting, back off. We're often asked, Doc, am I going to need a knee replacement? Is my knee that bad? Is the cartilage that worn? And that's where we go through a system of looking at, or systematically looking at x-rays, examining the knee. If someone has continuous swelling on the knee where we're having to drain fluid off the knee, the thoughts are, hey, is their cartilage wearing down? That's where an x-ray is important. A standing x-ray looking at how someone is loading their joint in real time. An x-ray can show us what the alignment of the knee is their joint space remaining? We can start getting an idea of what the cartilage looks like with an x-ray. However, if a knee is shown to have complete loss of cartilage, when we look at on x-rays, we can tell, then that's where someone may consider something like a knee replacement, because a knee replacement is for helping someone improve their mobility, decrease their pain, and hopefully improve their quality of life once they get to that point where all else has failed, pain is daily, mobility is diminished, quality of life is diminished. That's when it's time to consider something like a joint replacement surgery. For more information, please go to our website and check out conehealth.com/orthopedics. Thank you.
The Greensboro Police Department wants the public to weigh in on how it should spend grant funding. We'll have that story and more news coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. The Greensboro Police Department is seeking public input on how the agency should spend some grant money. The police department is applying for approximately $209,000 for fiscal year 2017-18 as part of the Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant. This grant provides critical funding for law enforcement programs, prosecution and court programs, crime prevention and education, drug treatment and enforcement, planning, evaluation, technology improvement programs, and developing or sustaining state-compatible incident-based reporting systems. If you have an opinion about how GPD should spend the grant, you can share your ideas during a public hearing at the City Council meeting on Tuesday, October 3rd at 5:30 p.m. The meeting will take place in the council chambers on level 2 of the Melvin Municipal Office Building in downtown Greensboro. The Greensboro Cultural Center is hosting 50 Shades of Blue, an exhibit featuring more than 80 pieces of art created from repurposed denim donated by Wrangler. The exhibit includes visual art, decorative art, wearables, sculptures, accessories, and other creations that defy description. The exhibit will be on display at the Cultural Center until mid-October. Admission is free. This is one of the most unique and extensive exhibits hosted by the Greensboro Cultural Center. Wrangler provided the denim featured in the exhibit from leftover sample fabrics. Reducing waste is an important part of Wrangler's sustainability program. Steve Wyrick, Wrangler's wet processing manager, says Wrangler is glad to see the denim used in these creative ways as they continue to find new ways to recycle the denim and fabrics they test. The Greensboro Cultural Center is located at 200 North Davie Street. If you're in need of something to do this weekend, consider being a volunteer at the 2017 National Folk Festival. The free event takes place Friday through Sunday, making this the third and final year North Carolina will be the host. Arts Greensboro ideally wants to register 1,500 volunteers since more than 150,000 people are expected to attend this year. Volunteers can register online and indicate the role they are interested in, as well as the times they prefer to work. There are a variety of volunteer opportunities, and volunteers may sign up for more than one shift during the 3-day event. All volunteers will be asked to attend an orientation or special training session. Online registration is available at nationalfolkfestival.com/volunteer, and more information about the festival in general can be found at nationalfolkfestival.com. In an effort to spotlight and celebrate the entrepreneurs, the artists, the community builders, and essentially the next generation of leaders, the City of Greensboro is proud to partner with Action Greensboro to introduce our Made in Greensboro series. This day we place the spotlight on East Greensboro as we visit the Renaissance Community Co-op. The 10,500 square foot Renaissance Community Co-op, or RCC, provides good jobs, healthy food options, and wealth for East Greensboro residents. Not long ago, a young Haitian immigrant named Rudline Volsi was involved with the Fund for Democratic Communities and began hearing talk about a project to bring a cooperative grocery store to her neighborhood. Rudline gave input along the way, from choosing colors for the walls and making decisions to include the hot bar. As she recalls, the grand opening was like Christmas. There is such a strong sense of community pride when you walk down the aisles. Now that the doors of the RCC are open, Jada Dunn, the hospitality manager, makes sure everyone is on point and has a positive attitude to make customers feel welcome. Living just 2 minutes away from the store, Jada is committed to helping keep the wealth of the store in the community. She has established a rapport with everyone who comes here and works here. In her words, we are a family. To learn more about Made in Greensboro or to see more images taken by photographers Jerry Walford and Scott Mothersbaugh, visit the Action Greensboro website at madeingso.com. The Man's World Family Tour will perform at the Greensboro Coliseum as part of North Carolina A&T's Homecoming Weekend. The gospel concert will take place on Sunday, October 8th at 6 p.m. Featured performers include Tamala Mann and David Mann, along with their son and daughter David Mann Jr. and Tia Mann, who will be joined by the North Carolina A&T Gospel Choir. Tickets are on sale at Ticketmaster.com, charged by phone at 1-800-745-3000 or at the Greensboro Coliseum box office. The organizers of the National Folk Festival are in the final stretch of the last-minute preparations for the big event. Coming up after the break, we'll check in with the festival director for all the latest updates. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. If you are a fan of all types of music, then you have likely been counting down the days to the National Folk Festival, which takes place this weekend. Joining me now to tell us about the great partnerships and key sponsors that make this event possible is Amy Grossman. She is the director of the National Folk Festival. Hello, Amy. Welcome back.
Hi,
it's always good to see you.
Thank you.
So we are at the final stretch. The time has arrived. You've had some big announcements recently. Tell us about the sponsor for your main stage.
So Wrangler, we announced that Wrangler again will be supporting the festival this year. They've been such an incredible partner the past couple years, not only just in sponsoring the festival, but also allowing us to use part of their land. That whole venue, the Wrangler stage, is set up right on Elm Street, right outside of their headquarters, and we've been able to put food vendors, allow people to sit and enjoy the performances right on their property. already. So you couldn't ask for a better partner, a better corporate partner.
Absolutely. Wonderful partnership, as you mentioned, and it takes a village to get this event off the ground. Aside from all the food vendors that you were mentioning, and I was there last year, and they're all over the place, what kind of specialty beverages do you have in store for folks this year?
So again, continuing on what we've done the past 2 years, we're again this year partnering with Natty Green's Brewery and Foothills Brewing from Winston-Salem to provide craft brews. We decided to focus on North Carolina craft brews in our beer offerings at the festival. And a brand new partnership this year, we have to add to that menu, based on some feedback we've gotten, we added cider to the menu. So there's another craft cider maker. They're called Bull City Cider Works. They're based in Durham and in Lexington, and we've brought them on board, so we'll have a couple menu options featuring cider as well.
Okay, well that'll be a nice treat. It's still a little warm in September, so I'm sure folks will appreciate having these drinks on hand. And parking is always the big question of the day. You want people to come directly into downtown, and I'm assuming there's plenty of parking.
There is a lot of parking in downtown Greensboro, especially in the parking decks that will be open to folks, the Belmead deck, the Green Street deck, and the Church Street deck. So there are thousands of parking spaces, and we encourage people to use those. Now the city will be charging an entry fee for that over the weekend, just $10, that's it. You get priority parking, you're parked right in the center of the action, you just leave the deck and you're right there.
Okay, now just to clarify, is it $10 each day or for the whole weekend?
Each day.
Okay.
$10 each day.
Okay, we want folks to be
That's
fully
right.
prepared. And last but not least, we know that this is the third and final year that the National Folk Festival will be in North Carolina. So what happens after this event?
So the North Carolina Folk Festival will continue on, but in a new host city. They're going to be moving to Salisbury, Maryland, beginning in 2018, but the whole idea of the National is to go into a community and plant a seed for a legacy event to continue on after they leave. That's exactly what's going to happen here in Greensboro. So starting in 2018, we're going to carry on with a legacy event called the North Carolina Folk Festival. So people can already mark their calendars now for September 7, 8, 9, 2018. We're going to be back next year.
Okay, well thank you, Amy. You always give us really great information, the updates that we need, the highlights. You've come through each month leading up to this event. We're so excited that it's finally happening this weekend, and we wish you much success for a huge crowd and a great turnout.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Stay tuned for a little known fact about Greensboro as we tell you something about the city. That's coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back. One way to stay informed about what's happening in the city is by attending or tuning in to City Council meetings. The Greensboro City Council meetings are open to the public, but if you can't attend, we broadcast the meetings live right here on GTN. Council meetings take place at 5:30 p.m. on the first and third Tuesdays of the month on Level 2 of the Melvin Municipal Office Building located at 300 West Washington Street. To review the council meeting schedule and agendas, please visit greensboro-nc.gov/council meetings. Here's an opportunity to learn a little something about the city. The city of Greensboro is governed by a council-manager form of government. Under this model, the council is the legislative body of the city, which includes the mayor and 8 city council members. The mayor and 3 council members are elected at large, and the remaining 5 council members are elected to represent 1 of 5 districts. This year, the city council members will switch from serving 2-year terms to serving 4-year terms. The Greensboro elections, which are nonpartisan, are held in odd-numbered years. The next election will take place in November. The mayor is the presiding officer of the council. A mayor pro tem is selected from the council members. This is how the council sets and directs policy regarding the operations of city government. The city manager serves as the chief executive officer of the city and is responsible for the execution of council policy and for the management of all city departments and services. Coming up after the break, we'll showcase our city department spotlight. Stay with us.
Hey, this is Jody. The wait is over. The National Folk Festival is here. The 77th National Folk Festival will take place downtown this Friday through Sunday. This 3-day celebration is free to the public, no tickets needed. In its third year in Greensboro, the Folk Festival will feature over 300 of the nation's finest traditional musicians, dancers, and craftspeople in performances, workshops, children's activities, delicious foods, dancing, and more. For more information, check out their website at nationalfolkfestival.com. The Folk Festival kicks off this Friday with a performance by the Trim Brass Band, a New Orleans band, starting at 6 p.m. on the Wrangler stage. A complete map of all Folk Festival events can be found on nationalfolkfestival.com/schedule. The Folk Festival is not the only fun event happening in town this weekend. The Central Carolina Fair will light up the sky around the Greensboro Coliseum complex once again starting this Friday at 5 p.m. and running through Sunday, September 17. Get your fix of carnival food and games, musical entertainment, and spectacular rides. For the complete fair schedule, go to greensborocoliseum.com. 100.3 KISS FM will host a back-to-school jam featuring AJR with special guest Jorge Blanco in concert this Saturday at 5 p.m. Watch AJR perform their hit songs I'm Ready and Weak. The concert will take place at the Field House at the Coliseum Complex and is free with your paid fair admission. Also on Saturday, the Greensboro Farmers Curb Market hosts its 15th annual Farmers Market Appreciation Day to celebrate our local farmers and market vendors from 7 a.m. to noon. Start the morning off with a wonderful Southern breakfast and show support for all who sell at the Greensboro Farmers Curb Market while enjoying live music as well. For more information, go to gsofarmersmarket.org. Keep watching FYI Weekly right here on GTN to find out more about events happening on the town.
The City of Greensboro has more than 20 departments and several divisions committed to serving you, our residents and visitors. Let's go behind the scenes in our department spotlight. The city's contact center answers your questions and provides assistance for those who call with concerns about city services. One call to 336-373-CITY, Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. will connect you to a City Services Representative, or CSR, who can provide answers to your questions. A city-developed computer system helps CSRs store a library of information and pass it along to the people who can help you to resolve your concerns. In addition to answering your questions, CSRs can also access utility billing information for water accounts, search phone directories, browse the city's website, and the internet. When calling after hours, you may leave a message and a CSR will handle your request the next business day. Since the inception of the contact center in 2004, CSRs have processed more than 1 million calls. A list of the most frequently asked questions is available on the city's website. On the other side of the break is this week's Way to Go GSO shout out. Stay with us. As we draw to a close, we always want to end on a positive note with our Way to Go GSO segment. Thank you to the Greensboro Police Department and all the partnering agencies who worked together to pull off another successful Operation Pass back-to-school event. This effort involved 45 service providers, 250 volunteers, and 30 employees from GPD. Operation Pass stands for Partners Advocating Student Success. The annual event dates back to 2012 and provides supplies for students to start the school year on the right foot. Operation Pass has grown each year in scope and size. This year, more than 3,000 kids participated in the event. This is also an opportunity to connect parents with service providers that focus on student success, as well as providing each child with a backpack full of school supplies donated by community members and corporate sponsors. Looks like a great time was had by all. That concludes this edition of FYI Weekly, but you can easily stay connected to the latest city news by linking to us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. For all of us here at the City of Greensboro, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.